English. No one really likes it, but we have to do it anyways. I was supposed to do this earlier before it became 9 o'clock at night, but potato, potato, it's being done anyways. You're welcome. Basically just gonna give you a brief summary of all these. Persona, mask, effectively the outward appearance of a person, like a person's personality. Sorry. Theme, the main idea, point of view. That should be obvious. First person point of view, looking through the main character's eyes. Third person limited is looking through a couple characters' eyes. Third person omniscient, God all-knowing, looking through everyone's eyes, watching, always watching. Tone, writer's feeling, or what the writer writes. Mood, what the reader feels. Show don't tell. Damn, Sawyer has great, luscious brown hair that's currently blonde in the light. That's totally what that means. Dialogue rules, basically quotations. Characters, that's a title. Foil, contrasting main character, a side character that contrasts main character, like, say, that random redhead from Harry Potter. I offended a lot of people there. Good. Antagonist, opposes main character or the protagonist. Protagonist, main character. Dynamic character, changes, not Romeo. Motive, why you did something. Person versus self, internal conflict, like having a mental breakdown. Person versus society, Rhett versus Canada. Sorry, not really. Person versus person, street fight. Person versus environment or nature, trying to survive in the wilderness. Plot, what is actually happening, or the main plot is what is actually happening. The subplot is what is the main underlying theme. Basically, Lord of the Flies, what is actually happening is people surviving on an island. The main plot is human nature. Okay. Character art, growing characters. Antecedent action, backstory, initial incident, spark of conflict, exposition, introduction of characters and settings, setting, time and place, rising action, growing tension, suspense, tension, climax, most tense point, top of the action, falling action, losing tension, slowing down, resolution, the end. I know you can't see this well, but you should be able to. Foreshadowing, predicting the future, character traits, that's a heading. A header, title, whatever you want to call it. Characterization, direct, outright saying it, like the book actually says. Sawyer has brown hair, rather than describing it in the most romantic way possible. Indirect characterization, that's steel, speech, thought, effect on others, actions and looks. Sorry, that was really bad. Okay, atmosphere, writer's description, dynamic parameter, basically da-dum, da-dum, da-da, da-dum, da-dum, da-dum. 2 syllables, first is unstressed, second is stressed. I don't know why we need to know that. Hamerta, a fatal flaw. Dramatic irony, audience is aware while characters are not. Basically just this. You have a sheet like this, you can read over it. Or stop to read this one, I guess. I'm going to skip over those then. Allegory, story with an underlying meaning, allusion, an indirect reference, pun, a joke using possible meanings of the same word. I will get back to you on that pun. That's not going to happen quite yet. Don't worry about it. I can't think of a pun whatsoever. Okay. Repetition. Repetition. The action of repeating something, alliteration, the repetition of the same sound at the start of a sentence, like, I think this is a non-vowel sound. Repetition of sounds throughout. Oh, alliteration is vowel sounds, I think. Consonants, repetition of a certain repeated sound throughout literature. Not vowel sounds, basically. Assonance, repetition of vowel sounds. Never mind, assonance is repetition of vowel sounds. Alliteration is just repetition of the same sound at the start of a sentence. And consonance is repetition of certain words throughout it. Mainly in poetry. If you're wondering why I'm so red, I was on a boat today. I am burnt. Almost as bad as Rocco. I'm like shiny. I'm sorry, Rocco, that wasn't supposed to be. I'm sorry. You're fine. You look great. Okay. Motif, repeating idea, juxtaposition, contrast, paradox, contradictory idea at first glance, oxymoron, combines two different words like old news, basically. Contradictory words, basically. Again, euphemism, a word making something harsh feel less harsh, like passing away instead of died. Hyperbole, extreme exaggeration, simile, comparing two things using like and as, like or as, comparing, and metaphor is comparing two things not using like or as. Holy crap, there's too many pages of this. Personification, human characteristics on inhuman object. The moon is smiling. That's a very horrifying thing to think about. Sensory language, words that stimulate the senses. Yes. Denotation, dictionary definition, connotation, implied meaning. Basically, that person is slimy. They're not actually slimy, they're just very weird and untrustworthy. Okay, quotation rules. Yeah, I'm gonna let you read that. Okay, simple sentence. An independent clause that conveys simple, complete thought. Jackson went to the store. I don't know why his name is Jackson. Compound sentence. At least two independent clauses joined by a comma. Complex sentence. At least one dependent and one independent clause merged together. Don't know. I think there's a comma in there. Depending on the order. Actually, no. Yeah. There's a page about that in your book. I don't remember. Search that up, please. I don't remember. Coordinating conjunctions. Linking words. Fanboys. For and nor, but, or, yet, so. The sky is very blue. Subordinating conjunction, linking dependent or independent thought, linking dependent to independent. Basically what you have to do in the complex, so don't search that up anymore. Although, after, as, because, before, until, if, since, etc., etc. Or, sorry, that's just a woobus. Just a woobus. The awoobus words. Awoobus. Yes. Again, there's a page in there somewhere. I'll find it. Transition words and phrases using to link together different ideas. Again, and besides, etc., etc. This is going on for too long. Parallel structure. Use the same... Oh, right. Same endings. Like, she is cooking, jogging. She likes cooking, jogging, and reading. All have ing. It wouldn't be... She likes cooking, jogging, and read. Yeah. Larger works use italics, like Romeo and Juliet, for titles, at least. Romeo and Juliet are italicized, basically. They're slanted. Okay. Smaller works use quotations, like... I don't know where the cutoff is for that. You can figure that out. Capitalization is important. Nouns, pronouns, adjectives, verbs, and the first and last of each words. And the first and last word of each sentence. Yeah. So Romeo and Juliet. Romeo would be capitalized. Juliet would be capitalized and nothing else. The and would not be capitalized. Okay. Comma's place. Unnecessary comma. Comma. Fragment sense. A sentence that is missing either subject or an action. Meaning noun or verb. Run-on sentence. Two independent clauses run on without proper punctuation. Refi sings upbeat children's songs. He is an excellent musician. It is missing a semicolon or something in between for punctuation. Paragraph structure, apes, answer, prove, explain, summarize, direct quotes from the book, indirect from outside source, controlling idea, main idea, unifying effect, the effect the author wants to give, transition, a word or phrase that connects ideas. This is a graph, basically. This is the start, introducing characters and settings, initial incident, basically what happens to spark the story, rising action, rising tension, climax, the top of the tension, falling action, the tension is being released, outcome, resolution, the end. Characteristic traits and motives, important quotes and who said it. You will have a book, you can find those quotes. This. You must discuss how and why a character changes psychologically, philosophy, or physically, or stays stagnant. Romeo mainly stays stagnant throughout this. You could technically argue for him changing his values with his family, but other than that, he stays stagnant. I will let you figure that out. It's English. If you can make something up and make the teacher convince the teacher, you get the mark. Except for multiple choice. You have to memorize. That's why I don't like English. Okay. Possible techniques. You have a sheet, you can read these. I don't have time to read those. And then you just have to answer everything else in here. Potato, potato. I will let you read the question that I wrote, if you truly wish. Adios, goodbye, have fun with your English essay. I'm gonna go to sleep. Goodbye.